Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your host Edward McQueen and April Garner Davis.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to our program. I'm your co-host Ed McQueen, and host, my other co-host, of course, April Garner Davis. April can't be with us visibly tonight, but she is with us, and she's doing the engineering behind all of this, which means that it's really going to go well, of course. So welcome to the program, and tonight's show we're dealing with, because Thanksgiving is coming up, we thought this would be more appropriate to deal with this issue, and that is prepping for the type of foods, getting ready for prevention of diabetes as number one that we want to talk about. And having said that, we have a lot to talk about on that issue, and I can't think of a better person to have with us tonight on that. Young man that's part of the staff. He's been with us for a while, and he's been throwing out some good information out there for everybody to digest, and hopefully real digesting, about how we're eating, what we should be eating, stuff like that. Some of the things that he's learned. So let's welcome to our program Mr. Christian Newman. He's our health editor. And I'm just so excited because we got this brother here.
Hey, Mr. McQueen, I think you may be muted.
No.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Well, I'm not muted. I'm not muted, so
I can't hear you.
Well, everybody else can hear me. I think the engineer behind this can hear me. Okay, Christian. Let's see if you can go and come back in. Okay, we'll get this going because this is some real stuff that we want to talk about this evening. Thanksgiving is coming up, and we want our audience to really be well fed, not just regular food that you digest. You got me now. You hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. So, so we've got, from what I'm looking at now, we've got two screens to deal with here, and one's on the left and one's on the right.
Yes, sir.
But that'll be straightened out in a few minutes. So, but anyway, to our guests, we'll welcome Christian tonight to do some talking other than what he's been writing on in as a columnist. Boy, he's our health editor. So, welcome, Christian.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Good, man. And I'm going to first, well, for those of you who don't know who Christian is, Christian, kind of give us a little background on yourself and for the new people, okay?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so my name is Christian Newman. I'm originally from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, born and raised. I went to the Academy for the Arts, Science, and Technology. Born and raised, like I said, in Socastee, South Carolina. And I went to Furman for my undergrad, and I did soccer and track there. And I'm back at Furman now for my master's in community engaged medicine with hopes of going to medical school. So I'm super excited to be here tonight on the show.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Glad you said medical school, man.
Yes, sir.
Some more doctors. We got some good doctors in town.
We do.
So I was instructed to kind of like hide this information, the two screens we have. Are you still doing the two screens?
Okay.
So we're going to the two screen elimination of the scratch of the screen. Christian, the last time you were on the show, you had very, very good information, and I was just so excited for you to come on this time. So
yes, sir.
So bring all these things, man. So you're going to talk about this evening about prepping for healthy eating.
Yes, sir.
And you did put a focus on,
on diabetes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, which is one of our major issues that we have in the community.
Certainly.
Okay, so you can start off, man. Anytime you want to start off and throw out all this good information.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, so I thought that meal prepping would be an amazing topic. Now that we got Thanksgiving coming up in a couple of days, I'm super excited for Thanksgiving to come up. And I just wanted to talk on meal prepping because it reduces last-minute food decisions, and it's certainly one of the biggest drivers of poor blood sugar control, actually, with diabetes. I've been meal prepping. I've been in here in Greenville for about 6 months in my master's program, and I have a whole list of just meals that we'll have every week. My wife will tell you it's just a whole big old meal prep. So it's been super nice. Just helping to avoid convenient foods, not with fast foods high in sodium, sugar, and saturated fats. And it's just helped with supporting consistent eating patterns as well.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So some of the graphics that you sent out,
yes.
So some people, they don't want to get away from stuff.
Yes.
So people want to eat whatever they feel like it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But I guess they don't know the outcome that has been happening, and
right.
has reached a proportion of tragic proportions as far as I was concerned.
Yes.
I just was just anxious to get all the information that you wanted to share this evening regarding that.
Yes.
I saw a plate of I guess bananas stuck out to me. I love bananas, but that seemed to be like a fruit plate.
Yes.
However, they are. By any chance, could there be any particular fruits that you don't think that's really good for? But I think all fruits are probably good.
Yeah.
Okay, but there must be one or two out there that can scare you down, man. And you shouldn't be eating. Is that correct? I'm trying to get all this information out this evening.
Certainly, yeah. So some fruits certainly are high in sugar. It depends on the fruits that you have. But in the magazine, in my health editor magazine, I made sure to display like you want to have like your apples, you want to have your green grapes, you want to have your bananas. It's okay to eat a banana a day. That's what my dad actually does. He eats a banana and a yogurt every single day. And it's okay to have those type of fruits, but certainly you're correct. There are some fruits that are high in sugar, but that's along with every food. You need to eat it in moderation. So when it comes to those fruits, you want to have 1 to 1.5 cups consumed per day. I tend to put oranges in my meals, and we are starting to make smoothies now. So there's different ways where you can implement fruit within your diet.
Yeah, yeah. So you've gotten into, you're saying, a lot of smoothies. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I've gotten to a lot of smoothies actually since I've been moved to Greenville. We just get a smoothie bag from Walmart. It's very cheap. It's about like I think it's about like $5, and mix it up with some honey and some apple juice. And smoothies are another way to implement those fruits within your body, and it's not too high in sugar either. So I know we're focusing on diabetes here. It's not too high on sugar either. So smoothies are a great go-to morning snack that you can have. That'll it keeps me full until lunch certainly.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you could. Well, beside the fruit plate there, now
Yeah.
the veggie plate that I saw.
Yes.
That one. What is really the best? I've been doing a lot of literary
Certainly.
research
Certainly.
on the computer,
Yeah.
and ever so often, I guess I've been doing it so often that they know exactly who to send this stuff to,
Yeah.
which is me, you know. And there's a lot of stuff about, and I try to convey it to our readership, and just to make sure that we're getting the best information. If they were,
Yeah.
if they would want to adhere to it, sounds good to me. So we looked at something like avocados.
Very
So
good.
what do you think about avocados?
Yeah. Yeah. Avocados.
First, let me say this.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't like them. Just right now.
Yeah.
But I guess it has no taste. But
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
convince me, you know.
Yeah, so I personally don't eat avocados, but I know a lot of. So I like I said, I mentioned I played soccer at Furman, and we would be on diet plans. We don't have nutritionists, but we would be on diet plans that would keep track of our protein, that would keep track of our fruits, that would keep track of our vegetables that we would eat every day. We had to stay away from sweets as well. So we would
Right.
be on diet plans. So a lot of my teammates ate avocados and toast. That's a very popular option that can be a nice little snack there.
Uh-huh.
Sweet potatoes are also very good for you. I've been implementing that within our daily meals. I love mixed vegetables as well. And it's important, just like the fruits, you need to have at least 1 to 1.5 cups per day when it comes to vegetables. And because they're filled with those minerals, they're filled with those vitamins and antioxidants that support your overall health. So that's what you need in those vegetables. But avocado, I personally haven't tried avocado lately. But
Okay.
I had a lot of my teammates that ate avocado and toast every single day with eggs on the side.
Really.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at the same thing, you know, and
Uh-huh.
it looks delicious, but I just can't get past the avocado. I know that avocado is one of the most nutritious foods that you
Yeah.
can eat.
Yeah.
Okay, it has all these antioxidants, I understand,
Yes.
and so forth. And tell us a little bit about that. Our audience a little bit about the supplemental venue of antioxidants.
Yeah, so the supplemental value is very important. So, like I said, you'll have it in your fruits, you'll have it in your whole grains as well. That provides your lasting energy in support of digestive health. You also have it in your lean proteins. You definitely need to implement those lean proteins within you. And those antioxidants are super important on your daily diet
Right.
when it comes to your vitamins. It just gives you more energy. Whenever I'm hungry, I know I lack energy, and those antioxidants boost your energy and your ATP, which is your energy source. So yes, sir. So those antioxidants are super important when it comes to implementing that within your diet.
Okay. Now, you've been probably getting this for a while. Do you? I guess you have living. Are you living proof to say to yourself that what you've been talking about and what you've been
Yeah.
sending out there information that it works? Okay.
Yeah, it certainly works. Like I
Yeah.
said, it provides the lasting energy for me. When I eat healthier, I tend to feel better. So that's just how it is for me. When I eat bad, when I have a little, Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and fast food, it tends to make me feel like very, very. I mean, it's fine to eat that. Like I'm not saying that it's not fine to eat
Yeah.
fast food and everything like that.
Right.
But whenever I do eat fast food, I don't feel as good as when I do eat a little bit healthier. And I'm a culprit of that because I certainly eat a good amount of fast food at least 2 to 3 times a week. So I definitely need to boost my healthy eating for sure. But when I eat healthier, I tend to feel better, if that makes sense.
Well, it makes sense to me. It's always made sense to
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Because I try to follow that pattern.
Yes, sir.
That's um, I'm sure that your everybody in your family probably follows you by now in terms of I don't know my
Yes.
brother Ozell.
Yes, well, like I said, I actually copied his routine. So he eats,
Good,
like I
good.
said, he has a banana and a yogurt every single morning. When I got in college, that's all I started to eat was a banana and yogurt, some Oikos yogurt from Sam's Club.
Yeah,
That's all I eat in the morning. So I've actually been tending to follow his patterns, which has
yeah,
been really cool as well. Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. We're not here to advertise for Sam, but it's okay.
Yes, sir.
It's okay. So what's on your agenda in terms of in the coming months, and like where are you now? I'm kind of deviating from what we were talking
Yeah.
about, what you're
Yeah.
eating, but in terms of the academically,
Yes, sir.
what is expected in the next couple of years? Do you have it charted
Yes.
out as to where you should be in the next 2-3 years?
Yes, sir. So I am currently. So what I'm doing is I'm doing my Master's of Science in Community Engaged Medicine. So
Right.
essentially, that's a pathway into medical school here in Greenville, and I
Uh-huh.
want to go to medical school here in Greenville, actually. So, so what I'm doing right now, I'm almost done with my second semester, which is definitely a blessing. I have 2 weeks left, and Thanksgiving's coming up, so get to go home for that. So I'm super excited before I take my final exams. But I have my MCAT coming up actually in January.
Yeah.
So I'm studying super hard for that, and I'm super excited. I mean, I'm enjoying the journey. It's certainly not easy, but I'm enjoying the journey for sure.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted you back is to impress the audience
Yes, sir.
and just throw out there exactly what it's taking to for someone like you to like anybody to reach a goal like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Certainly. So the pre-medical classes that I'm taking right now, I'm taking advanced genetics, and I'm also taking applied epidemiology. I'm also working in the field as well. So I'm working with On Track Greenville. So essentially, with the Masters of Science in Community Engaged Medicine, what they do is that they give you a holistic view of medicine. So since I have a clinical experience in emergency medicine and family medicine with Dr. McIver, they have they're giving me a community experience where I get to work with the community, and I'm with On Track Greenville. And what they do is that they help students here in Greenville. They help them graduate. So they have different initiatives to help them graduate. So that's been super cool, just getting involved in the community. But my master's program, I've loved it thus far. I feel like it'll definitely prepare me for medical school.
well, let's get the opportunity here to ask our audience to post their favorite
Yeah,
fruits and
yeah.
vegetables. Yeah,
I'd love
post it
to.
up. Yeah. So it's all of our viewers.
Yes.
You just throw us your favorite fruits and vegetables, and see how Christian is going to address those. So while we await them, Christian, I guess I never got the opportunity to find out why you were I guess you put a huge focus on this for a long time, and do you find it to be receptive or quite receptive, other than like our broadcast and how you do in the magazine? We get a lot of feedback, by the way, from your articles. Oh yeah, in the magazine. Yeah, we get a lot of feedback.
Yeah, awesome.
But people are impressed with your knowledge on that, your literary knowledge, and we know, at least I know that the outcome was from literary research.
Yes, sir.
It's certain research, but the fact that you researched it and you can concur that whatever your research has been implemented, and you concur with that.
Yes, sir.
So,
I do. I fully agree with that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's been beneficial in my learning as well. Like I think I've done around like 7 to 8 articles now. And each of those articles I've been learning new things in, which is super cool. Like I wouldn't expect, and it's helping me relearn stuff for the MCAT. Like I did my most recent one on sleep. I learned so much about that. That's actually a lot of MCAT material. So it's been really cool learning new things, doing new articles.
Yeah. So right. And all that should help you with your MCAT coming up.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
look, man, we wish you well. I wish
Thank
you
you
the
so
best.
much. Thank you.
I
And the
wish,
cool thing about this meal prepping, the healthy eating, is that the medical school I want to go to, it's in lifestyle medicine, and I think that's one of the first. That's one of the first articles that I did is on lifestyle medicine. They put a focus on healthy eating. So it's just so amazing just learning about new things for sure.
yeah. Since you did put focus, and we propagated the information about your focus about meals leading to the prevention of diabetes.
Yes.
Um, so, particularly what's particular foods that are good for if you're already a diabetic?
Yeah, so really good question. So the foods that are really good for you, like I said, are going to be those foods that are low on sugar. So, like I said, those fruits can really be. It just depends on that when it comes to that. Let me do some brainstorming. Those whole grains, I would say for diabetes with that focus, it's super important to stay on those lean proteins. My Gma said her favorite veggie is spinach and green leafy veggies. Those veggies like those collard greens are super good for you when it comes to that. So those leafy greens, anything with color, my dad would always say is good for you because diabetes and hypertension are two avenues that are disproportionately affected in Black communities. And
Right.
it's super important for Black communities to know, like you said, which foods should be good for them. And my dad would always tell me anything with color is good but it certainly depends because everyone's different, right? I mean, there's a type 1 diabetes and then there's a type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is genetic, and type 2 diabetes occurs over time. So it
Right.
doesn't happen at birth. So it's super important to know which foods, and I'm certainly gonna have to do some brainstorming on that for sure. But those leafy greens are super important, like Gma said.
You want to square with the audience on who Gma is?
Yes, so that's Marjorie McIver. That's Dr. McIver. Sorry, not Uncle Winston. Dr. McIver's mother. Yes, sir.
So, and Thanksgiving is coming up,
Yes,
and right, of course, and we couldn't have picked a better time
exactly. It's a perfect time because I'm looking forward to my
for this broadcast, man, on that.
food.
So what kind of warnings can you put out there for our people,
Yeah.
for our audience, to in preparation for Thanksgiving, making sure that they don't overdo it. I mean that's everybody's just about not going to overdo it.
Certainly. Yeah, really good question. Yeah, and it's hard not to overdo it because you see that whole big old spread of ham and turkey and mac and cheese. But it's hard. It's everyone's human, right? So it's hard not to overdo it. But
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say, and it's gonna certainly upset some people, but cranberry sauce is certainly one of those ones that you probably want to avoid, as well as cornbread because those two actually have a lot of hidden sugars within them. And it's just so tough because Thanksgiving is where you want to feast, is where you want to eat. And believe it or not, stuffing also has a lot of sneaky sodium within it. So that can raise your blood pressure and it can be risky for people with diabetes as well. And then obviously you have your desserts. So your desserts, your pound cakes, your pies. But once again, I mean, that's why
Yeah.
it's so tough because when you have holidays like Thanksgiving, you got to throw down. But it's very tough to avoid. But I feel like the top three that I would say is definitely your cranberry sauce because that just has a lot of sugar in it, and then your cornbread as well. And then when it comes to liquids, sweet tea because that certainly has a lot of sugar in it too. So it's tough. It's not easy. But those top three. I would say definitely, but stick to your go-to, stick to your proteins, whether it's your ham and your turkey, that's very good for you, very lean proteins. And then your leafy greens, like Miss Marjorie McIver said, whether it's your collard greens, whether it's your cabbage, that's good for you as well. And then, like I said, I mean, I feel like that's kind of like an overview when it comes to those foods, but certainly don't want to overeat for sure.
Yeah. So that means don't do you don't have, it's kind of you're doing it in vain if you think that you're going to exercise a lot before
Exactly.
you. I mean, so give us some info on or suggestions on what to do afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's actually what my little sneak peek. That's what my article is on next. Is about exercising and New Year's resolution. So just a sneak peek for the audience there. I'm super excited for that to release as well. But for afterwards, when it comes to exercising, when it comes to eating healthier, so when it comes to, like I said, I don't want to say too much because that's on my next article when it comes to exercising. But I'm a big exercise person myself. I go to the gym at least 2 to 3 times a week. I try to exercise, and because it's all about, I mean, nutrition adds to your health, exercise adds to your health, good sleep adds to your health. So those three are a big combo when it comes to it. But after Thanksgiving, back to my original point with meal prepping. What I do, me and my wife, we tend to cook on Sundays, and we tend to meal prep on Sundays for at least 3 to 4 days. So that certainly helps us as well. We like I said, I have that notes app where I combine all of the meals that I want to make, and then for the next week I have a meal ready. And then when it comes to exercising, I do the exact same thing. I plan out a day when I want to exercise. So those two are definitely the combo that I try to tend to do. Yes, sir.
yeah. And I know you named those 3 items that you thought that shouldn't be using for a lot of calories, but
yes.
Okay, assuming that they're going to eat them anyway.
Yes.
Okay, what do you want to recommend for them afterwards? I know you just said exercise, but
right.
Is there anything that's different than that, or just exercise? Some of the exercises
certainly
are age related.
Certainly.
Age,
That's a really good point. So whether you go to a gym or whether you go outside or whether you have a dog, a walk is super awesome. Walking outdoors. I know it's getting a little bit cold, but walking outdoors can certainly be amazing. Another tip for me is hydrate. Big meals such as Thanksgiving can cause dehydration. It can cause bloating. It can cause sluggishness. So drinking plenty of water can flush that extra sodium out of you and reduce your high blood pressure. And like I said, taking a 10 or 20-minute walk after meals can also lower blood pressure by helping your muscles use glucose as well, and encourages people to make it more of a family activity as well. And also, if you have leftovers, don't leave your stuffing or pies or casseroles or mac and cheese in the fridge. You can also freeze the leftovers as well if you don't feel like you want to eat too much after Thanksgiving. And then once again, just get moving again. Do some chores, do some shopping, do some holiday decorating. Just try not to be sedentary. And when sedentary just means like just being in the same place for a good amount of time. Try to just always just have your body moving. But like you said, it's important to know that exercise can be age dependent. And like I said, that's on my next news article. So I'm super excited for that to release.
Well, that sounds good. What do you say to these people that were looking at you, very young person,
yes,
and saying themselves, and some people are like that,
Yeah.
Well, you're not a doctor yet,
right.
You're not this and you're not that, and right. So they're hesitant about accepting whatever you want to advise them on.
Certainly. And I've had that question asked so many times to me before. That was actually one of my master's interview questions. And that's a good point. I'm not a physician yet. But my answer to that question all the time is that I've been learning from amazing physicians such as Dr. McIver. I've had experience in family medicine. I've had experience in physical therapy. I've had experience in emergency medicine. So my thoughts in the way that I write my articles, in the way that I live my life, whether it's eating, whether it's exercising, it's through lived experiences. I've been playing soccer since I was 3. I've had to live these experiences out. So that's how I try to frame my knowledge, is that I try to live those experiences out, and then I try to portray those experiences. So eventually when I do become a physician, I'll have even more knowledge when I go to medical school. So.
Yeah, right. You see Miss McIver, there's the saying that she's hosting a Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh!
And have a 5K schedule for Friday and Saturday morning, downtown Riverwalk.
Okay.
That's 7 a.m, Miss Mac. Yeah. Miss Mac.
A nice little 5K is, I think that's about 3 miles. I think that's an amazing opportunity for sure.
Yeah, that's 3 miles. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. For our audience, the 5K, we think. No, I'm saying this because I think I've been asked a number of times, just in passing or during conversation, and we some of our some people I've met were not really acclimated with the 5K. It was kilometers.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just want that to be put out there that kilometers, when you convert them, it's like 3 miles roughly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm glad you brought that up. We can't assume that everybody knows. Okay.
Right. And a 5K
So,
is amazing. So that would be your aerobic exercise. So you have your anaerobic and your aerobic exercise. So your anaerobic is your fast twitch muscles. So that's tend to be like your sprinting. And your aerobic is like your long distance, like the 5K or the 3 miles. So I would do a lot of. You want to have a mix of both of those. So I try to mix in resistance training as well, is super important with weight training. So I try to implement that, but that 5K it sounds like an awesome opportunity for sure.
Yeah. It's just 3 miles.
Yes, sir.
I do quite a bit of that. I can't help from looking at the comments from your dad, who's talking about that, says that his favorite vegetable is sweet potatoes, especially when used for a sweet potato pie.
Yes.
Brother Ozell, I don't know what to say about you. But he must have got that from his mother-in-law, and right, or your grandma, and
he must have. My little sister eats a sweet potato every day, so that certainly runs in the bloodline for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so those meals, there were a number of what we call halal restaurants in the area that put a keen focus on a lot of vegetables. However, eliminating a lot of other meats, different kind of meats, and like pork is one of the ones that they eliminate, stuff like that. What do you say to these people who I know it's up to them, but what do you say? How do you address the issue that when they don't eat certain meats? Okay.
Yeah. So you're saying like vegetarians or like pescatarians.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Certainly. So when it comes to that, so there's obviously different avenues when it comes to that. So with your vegetarians, getting enough protein. So just because they can't eat protein, so that would mean that they wouldn't eat like lean protein. So I'm not too versed in like vegetarians, but I do know that they can have like beans, or they can have like tofu, they can have eggs, they can have Greek yogurt like the oikios, they can have nuts and seeds. And when it comes to my personal opinion on proteins, I feel like or vegetarians, I feel like they're certainly lacking the protein needed. Like I said, there's certainly alternatives for proteins, but the lean proteins just add so much value. Like I said, I'm not too versed in like what vegetarians eat, but I do know that lean proteins build and repair tissue, especially after like your daily exercise. Whether it's your skinless chicken thighs, your ground turkey, or your salmon, it boosts metabolism and helps you feel full longer. It's also important to get your lean proteins that are lower in saturated fat because that also reduces cholesterol. Hyperlipidemia is also an issue that we're having in addition to diabetes. So it's important to get those lean proteins that are low in saturated fat. But like you were saying, it's kind of tough when it comes to like what vegetarians eat, because I certainly feel like there's alternatives, but the lean proteins are also super important to implement within the diet.
Yeah, and it's good info for people who don't eat the regular meats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that attractive for you, by the way? I mean, I suppose that during your regimen, you probably you feel like you can eat everything, right? I mean, all kinds of meat.
I feel like my diet has changed over the course of my life. Like I said, when I was a little more strict when I was a When I was an athlete in college, I had a lot of a stricter diet. Now I think it's a little bit more relaxed. I tend to like some of my go-to meals this past week. We had meatballs, rice, mixed vegetables, and rolls. I tend to always have a meat, vegetable, and a starch. Those are my go-to meals. And
Right.
some weeks I have spaghetti and Kentucky Wonders and rolls and stuff like that. So it tends to vary for sure. But I have a rotation of like 10 to. But I definitely always have a meat, a lean protein within my diet for sure.
Have you done a thorough investigation about soybeans and what they can provide and the good and the bad of eating soybeans?
Yeah, soybeans. Yeah, that's a really good question. So soybeans are very high quality proteins. They also are very rich in fiber. So that's what makes you. It helps with your digestive health, if that makes sense. So they're really good in fiber as well. They also have healthy fats, whether that's your omega-3 or omega-6 fats, and they also, like we mentioned earlier, those antioxidants and your vitamins and minerals. So their soybeans are packed with nutrients, whether it's iron, whether it's calcium. And they're also pretty low in sugar too, which is good for people with diabetes. When it comes to the cons of soybeans,
Right.
I wouldn't say I feel like they can. I feel like it can have a possible like thyroid interference.
Yeah.
It can hurt like hypothyroidism. There's also it depends on what soy products you get because some can also be highly processed. There's also GMO concerns, but what foods don't have growth hormones anymore? So there's also GMO concerns with soybeans. But I feel like there's more pros than cons for soybeans. I tend to eat baked beans. In my opinion, I eat the Bush baked beans. And I certainly enjoy those. And they're similar in the high protein and high fiber and high vitamins and minerals as well.
But they're not soybeans though.
They're
baked
different.
beans.
They're different.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Different than soybeans. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I look at that as being a bit more nutritional and
Yes.
avoided of all the stuff, all the negatives of soybeans.
Right.
Okay.
Right. There's definitely more
Bush.
pros than cons. Like I mentioned
Yeah.
earlier, just the
Yeah.
high end protein. Like that could be a good alternative for our vegetarians. Right there. Good, very good protein. And very high in fiber. So that can certainly add to that. Yes, sir.
So I assume you're so you said you and your wife you all prep you prepare a meal like on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
For a number of days, right?
Yes.
Monday,
sir.
Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sure you pick out the foods that you think will not spoil.
Yes. Yes, sir.
During that time.
Yes, sir.
Kind of fill us in on that.
Yeah, definitely. And so our golden rule. My grandma would always tell us if it's past 4 days, then throw it out. So right. So we tend to eat on Sunday,
Right.
and it's either Wednesday or if it's like spaghetti, it's Thursday. So when it comes to that, so I'm going to break it down for you. So you have your lean proteins, right? So
Right.
we cook our lean proteins, and whether that's roast, whether that's chicken breasts or thighs, whether that's fried chicken. We don't eat seafood, so we tend to always go towards like the chicken or pork chops. So those are your lean proteins. They
Right.
reheat well, they keep you full, and those store safely for days. Your whole grains, we tend to go rice for the most part, and they tend to hold a lot of texture. They provide steady energy, and they pair well with any protein. We cook rice more than any other food, in my opinion. So when it comes to vegetables, we tend to go for the non-starchy vegetables. They
Right.
store for like 3 to 5 days. They're low calorie and high fiber and great for volume. We tend to go for the mixed vegetables, the corn. We love the peas as well, and also the green beans. When it comes to your starchy veggies, there's those sweet potatoes. So those sweet potatoes are more filling than your grains, and they're very nutritious for balanced meals. And then, like I said, those sweet potatoes are super good for you. When it comes to fruit, we meal prep that sometimes, but those are kind of like your easy grab and go snacks. And they're low maintenance storage. So like those are your grapes or your oranges or your apples. And your healthy fats, such as like your nuts and seeds, That's something as well that my dad does. He also brings a bag of nuts to work every day. Those are super good and high in fiber, and they make you full as well. So these work well, just to break everything down, because they reheat well without getting too soggy, and they also store safely for 3 to 5 days. And you got to get creative as well. Like, you want to mix and match pretty easily for that balanced nutrition of the proteins, carbs, and veggies.
Well, that's good information.
Yes, sir.
By you having said that, there's one thing I noticed that it hasn't been mentioned this evening, and so far we've gotten, and that's oatmeal, which is a poor, we call it a poor man's diet, which is what this is why I like to have it. Okay, because I'm from a poor man. I guess you could eat oatmeal. I like oatmeal. It's good for you, as far as I know.
What is your go-to flavor with the oatmeal?
No, just oatmeal. Just
oatmeal? Okay.
Yeah, I'll put salt and pepper in it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Just put salt and pepper and eat it with other things. Some salmon or stuff like that.
Certainly.
But so why wasn't that mentioned? By the way, you didn't mention oatmeal.
So oatmeal is also a really good option to eat. So I tend to go. So my wife likes the blueberry kind, and I like the apples and cinnamon oatmeal. And just to break that down, I gotta have a little bit of flavor with it. I can't just have it bland. Just like my.
Oh, really?
I gotta have a little bit of flavor in there. It might not be the best for you, but your version might be better for sure when it comes to oatmeal. But I want to implement that when it comes to my diet as well. Is oatmeal. And oatmeal is so good for you because it helps control blood sugar. It keeps you full, and it's actually really good for heart health. I think on my last broadcast, I talked about your LDL or your bad cholesterol. Oats are actually really good to lower that LDL cholesterol. And then overnight oats, they tend to store well for like 3 to 5 days as well. So oats are really good for you, and I would definitely recommend having oatmeal 2 to 3 times a week, if not every single day.
So I don't want to catch you off guard here, but so there are 2 kinds of oatmeal that not kinds, but the way that they're processed. One is what they call just regular oatmeal, and the other one is machine chopped. What do you call it?
Is it instant oatmeal?
No, not instant. 1 minute oatmeal, and then the other one is the chopped. Obviously, you don't eat oatmeal, so. But it's they call it chopped oatmeal. Yeah. But I don't know. It's grounded different. Okay. Yeah. It's grinded different. So can you elaborate on that in terms of what is the best for you?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. So when it comes to those two, I feel like the less processed is always the best. So when it comes to researching that, because when you have less processed foods, that goes with everything, regardless of oatmeal. When you have less processed foods, they're going to be better with your blood sugar. They're not going to have any of those extra growth hormones or anything with it. That instant oatmeal, or like you said, is probably more convenient. It'll be ready in 1 to 2 minutes. But it has those added sugars. It has those artificial flavors, which is probably what I'm eating. I'm eating that apple and cinnamon oatmeal sometimes. So that's probably more of like your more processed oatmeal. So I believe that the more grounded one would be better. The one that you probably eat, the less processed one.
Well, I think it's called field cut.
Field cut. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yes, that one would most likely be better than like your Quakers, I believe that's called. It would probably be better than the processed one for sure.
I can never really comprehend the explanation as to why one was the field cut was better than the regular oatmeal. I can't see oatmeal being processed in any way.
Right.
Okay. It's just a natural food.
Right.
As far as I know. So, but what about you have some Miss Mary Scanner Jones? Somebody, what about the best nuts to eat? I don't know. I can't be bothered with them and say, I'll leave that to you, Christian.
Yeah. So top 3, gotta have your almonds. So almonds are really good for you. They're high in your vitamin E and they're great for your heart health. And they also help control your blood sugar. Walnuts come in at a number 2 when it comes to that. So they're high in your omega-3s and they're great also for your heart and your brain health. So you have your almonds, you have your walnuts, and then you have your pistachios, believe it or not. So they're also high in protein and fiber, and they're good for your blood sugar control if you have diabetes. And then honorable mention, I would kind of say, is probably like pecans. So those are high in antioxidants, and they're a good source of your healthy fats. So you can throw those into your yogurt, so you can throw those into your salads as well. So those are my top three. Definitely your almonds, walnuts, pistachios, or pecans.
Yeah, I want to remind the people, our viewers that, I want to remind our viewers that just because, well, you really sound like an expert, that you're not a physician,
Yes,
but you're here to, to send out to
certainly.
advise on the application.
Certainly.
And this is as a result of the training that you've gotten so far.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is.
And the fact that you've done literary research.
Yes, sir.
On these things. So I don't want people coming, these statements talking about he's not a physician, so he can't tell us anything. So
yes.
And you can learn a lot yourself to our audience, with literary research.
Yes.
Which is
I've been learning a lot.
And the World Community Magazine propagates that a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we find things, and things are sent to us. Articles are sent to us, and of course we have to check and recheck. That not that it's true, but that it is come from tests that were done, stuff like that.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, stuff like that. So we I see your dad is back again and saying that oatmeal is the breakfast of champions. So
yes, he would always tell us that. He would have us eating that oatmeal all the time right before sports games.
Yeah. So we've got that the meal prepping, which we said in our promo.
Yeah.
Just want to reaffirm that that we put a focus on busy people. We had to say that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And for people who are not busy, you definitely should be eating, along those lines. Okay, and taking the advice that you're throwing out very well. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And again, diabetes runs rampant, as far as I'm concerned, in the Black neighborhood, in Black communities, and it may be doing well in other communities also, but I don't think it's as rampant in other communities as it is in Black communities. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes long time ago, we were only only food that was available to us were foods that caused that, and just through our DNA over the hundreds of years, it has a lot to do with it. Yeah. So, what about fasting?
Yeah. So also a really good question. So I also haven't personally fasted before. But you have to certainly be careful with that, especially if you plan to exercise when it comes to fasting. But there are a lot of potential benefits when it comes to fasting. It can improve your insulin sensitivity. It can also help people eat fewer calories. It can give your digestive system a break from your normal eating daily habits.
Right.
Some people even find it help for weight control. But once again, I just be careful when it comes to fasting because when your glucose gets pretty low, you can have hypoglycemia. With sodium, you can have hyponatremia. So it can have those effects. So just be cautious when it comes to fasting, for sure. But it can reduce late night snacking and mindless eating as well. So I feel like fasting can certainly have a pro. It can certainly help with weight loss. It can certainly help with your daily health. But there are precautions when it comes to it, for sure.
So I'm not a 3 meal a day person. No, I'm not. But are you keen on that? Having so-called 3 meals a day?
Yeah, so what I found best, I tend to eat 3 meals a day because that's just how my body, that's just how I was as an athlete. I tend
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
I
right.
hope to kind of eat 2 meals a day soon.
Yeah.
But just because of
Why?
my,
Why do you want to go to 2 meals a day soon?
because research is actually, so I actually researched this. So 2 big meals is actually better for your overall health, and I didn't know that. So two like really big meals, like whether you eat around like 11 or and if you eat at 11 and if you eat at like around 5 or 6, that's actually better for your overall health because it gives your body a better chance of digesting the food. So that's what I actually researched, and I didn't know that. So that's what I want to eventually transition into 2 meals a day when everything starts to slow down within the schedule and everything like that. But the 2 meals a day is actually very beneficial because, like I said, it reduces snacking. It's a lower overall calorie intake. It simplifies your meal planning as well, and it helps some people feel more in control of their eating if you're eating 2 meals a day rather than 3 meals a day.
So then, in that case, what about 1 meal a day? One good meal per day. Good meal per day. Well planned out meal.
Yeah.
No, that can uh, be adequate for the rest of the day until your next 1 meal the next day.
So it depends on the content of that meal. Like you said, if it's a well-planned meal, if it's filled with nutrients, if it's filled with those lean proteins, if it's filled with those leafy greens, I don't know. I know we're focusing on diabetes, so long gaps without food can certainly cause like low blood sugar, fatigue, dizziness, irritability. So once again, just a precaution with the 1 meal a day because you can also have a big blood sugar spike if you're overeating as well, and you can have those large carbohydrate loads or a sharp glucose spike. And it's also hard on your heart as well. So I personally wouldn't advise just having 1 meal a day because if you have diabetes, because of those precautions,
Yeah.
because of those nutrient deficiencies and the slowing of the metabolism as well of burning fewer calories because you can't really exercise. It'll be kind of tough to exercise just on 1 meal a day. So I wouldn't personally advise that. And it can also increase your hunger hormones, which is your leptin and your ghrelin. So it'll be tough for 1 meal a day for sure.
I guess if you never had to do it, and then I guess it will be tough.
Yeah,
It'll be
I've
tough.
I've never had to. Well, I never. Let me not say never. I'm sure I've done 1 meal a day before, but I know that was a very tough day for sure.
It was a tough day, especially after you've been used to eating 3 meals a day.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yes,
Those sharp gaps, like if you're used to, it's just like sleep. Like if you're
yeah,
used to sleeping 8 hours a day and you only sleep 4 hours a day, you're not gonna feel good the next day. That's just how your circadian rhythm happens. So that's just how it happens.
yeah, yeah. Well, look, Christian, man, always good to have you with us to bring the same information that you've been doing
Yes,
for the past hour.
yes, yes,
And
sir.
this time go by fast, man.
It
We're
does.
having fun and yeah, and getting good information, you know. So you're going to come back on and bring some more information to us
One
again.
hundred percent, 100%. I'd love to talk about the exercise one, and I have a good one coming with dental health, which I'm super excited to run on
Well,
as well. So I think
yeah,
that's super important, and it'll help me dive into dental health because I'm not too versed in dental health, so I can't wait to research how oral health can help. So
yeah.
I'm super excited to write that one.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
Yes,
we
sir.
are too because
Yes, sir.
we've had our dentist on the broadcast. I don't
Yes.
know, Dr. Hodges. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah. I don't.
Uh, you will.
Yeah. I'm
You
excited
will.
too. I'm excited
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and use him, by the way. I mean,
Yes.
he's a local dentist,
Okay.
and ready. He's waiting on you, probably.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So,
I know it's
uh,
all the biggest advice that I know is that it's all about who you know, not what you know. It's so
yeah,
important that
yeah,
so
yeah,
important to network within this world.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially when it comes to your medical health.
Certainly, yes, sir.
Okay. He's kind of like he's rated like like Dr. McIver is. I mean,
Okay,
he's
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
awesome.
right.
Yeah,
So but anyway, it's been good having you, man. And
yes, sir.
to our audience, Christian, you can remain on,
Yeah,
but we'll just make this announcement
yes, sir.
to our audience about the Horry, Georgetown, and Wittenberg counties are going to want their voices to be heard on housing needs. So we're talking about the housing and this has been brought out sometime, and obviously it's a situation that requires dire attention. And because I've been hearing it just more than once about the housing in the 3 counties and more around in South Carolina, but particular for me, Williamsburg County, then come in Georgetown, and of course, Horry. So anyway, they're going to have meetings on each one of these counties. I'm talking to our audience, and they're going to have community representatives and nonprofit organizations will be participating in the meeting to offer comments, like we're talking on our broadcast today, on housing, community developments, and the needs of the consortium, and to make recommendations for the types of activities to be undertaken to address these dire needs for our communities. Okay, so, and as a caveat, if any non-English speaking person or persons with mobility, visual aids or whatever, they will be represented. Okay. So, having said that, I don't know. Let me give you some information for which to notify these people if you're interested. So you can notify the Horry County Community Development Office at 843-915-7033. I'm gonna say that again. It's going to be put up in a few seconds. 843-915-7033. That's the Horry County Community Development Office, so that you can you can be assured of appropriate accommodations for these meetings. Okay, these are very, very important meetings. Okay, we can't say it enough. Okay, so a person of contact was Ms. Natalie H. Warren, a community development specialist, Horry County government. And a few dates have been posted. One is, it's not listed here, it says Tuesday. Okay. So it kind of threw me off there. I don't see any posted date. But, and also, our local mechanic, Mr. Sylvester Avant, was recently featured on WMBF News to talk about how to prepare for holiday travel. And so he was showing some tips on making sure that your travel could be be a safe one. Okay. Let me just be sure with this. So what he's saying is that some of the tips include making sure your tires are in good condition, and if you want to go out of town with you don't want to go out of town with bald tires. It's quoted as saying, please check your tires. So this kind of information, we can't take lightly. All right, and he says to check your tires, your car fluids, including oil and antifreeze. We certainly appreciate this information, and we don't take that lightly either. So another line of information is that is a public meeting to be held on the following dates: December 9th, Tuesday, December 9th at 3 p.m. at the Horry County Government and Justice Center, and in the multipurpose room D, 1301 2nd Avenue. Everybody know where the courthouse is. And Wednesday, December 10th at 1 p.m. at the Walkable Regional Council of Governments. It's 1230 High Market Street in Georgetown. Everybody knows what High Market Street is in Georgetown. And Wednesday, December 10th, again, at the Hemingway Library. That's at 306 North Main Street in Hemingway, South Carolina. We certainly hope that this information has gotten over to you. If you have any questions, just give us a call back, and we certainly try to do that. So let me go over these meeting dates again, the public meeting dates. Tuesday, December 9th at 3 p.m. at the Horry County Government and Justice Center, multipurpose room D, 1301 2nd Avenue in Conway. On Wednesday, December 10th at 1 p.m. at the Waccamaw Regional Council of Governments, 1230 High Market Street in Georgetown, South Carolina. Wednesday, December 10th again at 3 p.m. at the Hemingway Library, 306 North Main Street. So we did our best. I did my best to kind of get this information over to you, and just want to let you know that that's what we're here for. That's what our broadcast is about, is making sure that community gets information like what our brother Christian just broadcasted just to us, and making sure that we all can benefit. Okay, so without any further ado, Christian, it's been a blast, man. For lack of a better word, the hour was well spent.
Yes, sir.
Well spent, man. And we're always glad to have you. Especially, I want to reiterate to. By the way, next week, we're going to be featuring Mr. Steve Williams, a Georgetown author, who will be talking about his new book. Man, this book, you just got to know what's in there. Okay, it says from slavery to shipwright. Say how a black man from Georgetown, South Carolina, built 100 ships before the Civil War. That's something probably nobody even knew about. Okay, and it's, let me see how you put this here. Yeah. It's called From Slavery to Shipwright. There it is, and it's how a black man from Georgetown, South Carolina, built 100 ships. Okay, he's going to talk about it. He's going to talk about his research, how it came about. And the graphics are just great, fantastic. You're going to love the graphics that he was able to find out of archives and research. And man, it's going to be something else. I put this book up again. It's called From Slavery to Shipwright. That's W-R-I-G-H-T, Shipwright. I don't know the derivation of the word. I don't know, but I do know that what I've read from the book so far, it's got information that most of all our young people need to look at that. Okay, 100 ships were built. Okay, by a black man in Georgetown, South Carolina, before the Civil War. All right. So, having said that, we want to say thank you all. Thank everyone for tuning in tonight. It's just been been a very informative evening. Thank you, Christian. Looking forward to your next article now in the magazine, in our December issue of the World Community Magazine. And for those of you who haven't seen this article in the November issue, you can go to www.wcmagazine.net, and you can take a peek at it. All of the information is right there. Okay? So until next week, say good night and God bless. Godspeed.
Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook.